What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It's Daniel, and welcome back to the video. Today, I'm doing race 6 for 2024 FireKeepers Casino 400. Let's go ahead and just jump straight into it. This week in the NASCAR Cup Series has at a 2-mile racetrack known as Michigan International Speedway. A 2-mile racetrack provides some really high speeds in the corners along the straightaways as well, and does give a little bit of a draft with the cars right behind it. The last time we ran here at Michigan Speedway, we saw Chris Buescher pick up a second straight victory of the 2023 season. He is still looking for his first win of 2024 and will be looking to go back-to-back in these races from last year to this year. There's also only 4 races left to go, or 3 races left to go in the regular season, so we're on the push to the end of the regular season as well. So now, let's go ahead and jump into picks. But before we go ahead and jump into picks, let's take a look at the weather for this weekend. So the weather for this weekend is not looking the most promising. It's going to be 77 degrees high with 68 degrees low with a 40% chance of showers. Now that is scattered throughout the day, so there is a chance that rain could affect the weekend, and this race could potentially move to Monday just like it did last year, but there could be some pretty big weather in the forecast for this weekend at Michigan. So now, let's go ahead and jump into picks. For those who are new to the channel, here's how picks usually work. I do 2 suck picks, 2 drivers I expect to struggle throughout the weekend who I think will not have a great run this weekend at Michigan. I do 2 underdog picks, 2 drivers who desperately need a good run who I think will have a great run this weekend under fun equipment or really need a turnaround race. And I do my winners pick, the driver I think is going to win the race overall. And I do the drivers need to watch out for, and usually for the NASCAR Cup Series, I've got 5 drivers they need to watch out for along with the race winner. So now, let's go ahead and jump into picks. Who are my suck picks for the 2024 FireKeepers Casino 400 at Michigan? My first suck pick for this weekend in Michigan is the driver of the A car for Richard Childress Racing, Kyle Busch. Now, Kyle Busch is coming off having a very solid performance, finishing 12th at Richmond, coming back from multiple issues in the race. But outside of that 12th place run and one other top 10, I believe it's Chicago or Pocono, if I remember correctly, it has just not been a good stretch for this number 18. They have struggled throughout the second half of this year. They've made a lot of mistakes. Kyle's crashed out of like 5 of the last 8 or 9 races. It's been a rough stretch for the number 18. And remember last year, Kyle Busch crashed in this race as well. Unfortunately, I think Kyle Busch will have something go wrong for them. I don't think he's going to DNF. I think he'll have a finish outside the top 20, though. I don't think they're going to have pace and speed. I sadly think Kyle Busch will struggle in the A car this weekend. My second suck pick for this weekend at Michigan is the driver of the 54 car for Joe Gibbs Racing, Ty Gibbs. Ty Gibbs has been on a bad stretch of races as of late. In the last 9 points paying Cup Series races since Gateway, he has only had 1 top 10 finish, and that I believe was a 9th place finish. I believe it's Chicago or another race. He's had some good speed at times, but he's also made a lot of mistakes, and there's also been the engine failures as well. We've kind of talked about this, but Joe Gibbs Racing's been having a lot of engine failures, and he's been affected by a couple of those throughout the year so far. I think that there could be a major problem for them this weekend. He's also been falling a lot closer to that cutoff line. I think Ty Gibbs needs a good run, and unfortunately, I do not think he will have a good run this weekend at Michigan. And now we're going ahead and jump on the underdog picks for the FireKeepers Casino 400. Who are my underdog picks? My first underdog pick for this weekend at Michigan is the driver of the 99 car for Trackhouse Racing, Daniel Suarez. Daniel Suarez signed a contract extension with the Trackhouse Racing team, and I feel like the pace and speed is really starting to pick up. He had a very impressive run in Richmond, finishing inside the top 10 after scoring a stage win as well. And in the last 4 races, Daniel Suarez has had an 11th place average finish. Well, he hasn't had the speed all year. He was really faster in Michigan a couple years ago, and I think with the pace that Trackhouse is starting to show of how well they've been at this track in the past, I think Daniel Suarez could have a good run this weekend at Michigan. My second underdog pick for this weekend at Michigan is the driver of the 1 car for Trackhouse Racing, Ross Chastain. Very similar to Daniel Suarez, I feel like the 1 team, after a bad stretch of races recently, they're starting to turn the corner. They had a very good run this past week at Richmond, finishing inside the top 5. I think that Ross Chastain could have a chance to win this weekend if Trackhouse can bring the speed, because Ross has always won 1 or 2 races every year. I think Ross Chastain will be a major threat and a contender for a potential win, and I think Ross Chastain will be up front, maybe having a top 5 or at least a top 10 run this weekend at Michigan. And now we're going ahead and jump onto the winner's pick for the 2024 FireKeepers Casino 400. Who is my winner's pick? The driver who I'm picking to win this weekend has been an insane stretch of races where he's been very, very consistent. I am picking the driver of the 45 car for 23XI Racing, Tyler Reddick, to pick up his second win of 2024 and his 7th career NASCAR Cup Series victory. In the last 6 or 7 NASCAR Cup Series races, his worst finish is 6th. His average finish is an impressive 3.1. And I think with how well he ran at this race last year, had it not been for a pit road mistake, I think Tyler Reddick would have been cruising to victory lane. So I think Tyler Reddick is going to do it. I think he comes off the corner, and I think Tyler Reddick is going to pick up his second win of 2024 this weekend at Michigan. And now we're going ahead and jump on the drivers you need to watch out for this weekend at Michigan. Who should you have your eyes out on? The first driver you should watch out for this weekend at Michigan is the driver of the 5 car for Hendrick Motorsports, Kyle Larson. You can never count on Kyle Larson at any type of track. Kyle Larson has won this racetrack 3 times, and he almost won this track in 2021. He hasn't had the pace speed in the recent years at this track, but he's been probably the fastest car overall so far in 2024. I think he's going to have a great chance and opportunity to pick up his 5th win of 2024 in his second win last 3 weeks. I think Kyle Larson has a chance to do it this weekend at Michigan. The second driver you should watch out for this weekend at Michigan is a driver of the 23 car for 23XI Racing, Bubba Wallace. Bubba Wallace has been really turning up the wick the last 5 races. In the last 5 races, he's had 4 top 10 finishes, 2 or 3 top 5s, and has had no worse finish than 13th. He has been very good, and it's the right time to do it. And 2 years ago, Bubba Wallace had a great chance and opportunity to go to victory lane at this track. I think Bubba's going to be a threat for the win. The 23XI cars have looked really good recently. I think he has a great chance and opportunity to pick up his first win of 2024 this weekend at Michigan. The third driver you should watch out for this weekend at Michigan is the driver of the 9 car for Hendrick Motorsports, Chase Elliott. While Chase Elliott's not been as strong as drivers like Kyle Larson this year, he has still been very, very solid. And I think Chase Elliott, yes, he crashed at his race last year, but I think Chase Elliott will be a threat and contender for the win and the victory. The 9 teams look really good so far this year. I think Chase Elliott will be looking to get his 20th win. I think he has a good chance to do that for sure this weekend at Michigan. The fourth driver to watch out for this weekend at Michigan is a driver of the 20 car for Joe Gibbs Racing, Christopher Bell. This 20 team has been arguably the fastest car over the last 2 months. He's picked up multiple victories or 1 or 2 victories during this time, and let's be real and honest, he probably should have 5 or 6 wins so far up to this point. And even though they've had the engine issues over at Joe Gibbs Racing, this 20 team has been the best of the rest so far. I think Curtis Ball is going to have a great chance and a strong opportunity to pick up the victory. If they don't have the speeding penalties and mistakes, I think he'll be up front contending for the win this weekend at Michigan. And the 5th final driver that I think you should watch out for this weekend at Michigan is a driver of the 12th car for Team Penske, Ryan Blaney. Ryan Blaney's been very consistent over the last 4 or 5 races, and he did win at this track 3 years ago. And Ryan Blaney's been getting a lot more pace and speed over the course of the rest of the year and nearly won the Brickyard 400 2 weeks ago as well. I think Ryan Blaney's going to have a great chance and opportunity to pick up the win. I think he's got a good chance to get win number 3 of the 2024 season. I think he'll be a threat and contender to get it done, and I think Ryan Blaney will have a very good chance. I think the 12 team's showing a lot more speed. They've been the fastest Penske car this year. I think we'll have a great chance and opportunity to win this weekend at Michigan. So, those are my race picks for the 2024 FireKeepers Casino 400 at Michigan. Just a reminder, my suck picks are Kyle Busch and Ty Gibbs. My underdog picks are Daniel Suarez, Ross Chastain. My winner's pick is Tyler Reddick. And the ones to watch out for are Kyle Larson, Bubba Walsh, Chase Elliott, Christopher Bell, and Ryan Blaney. Those are my race picks. So, that is going to be it for the Race 6 video for the 2024 FireKeepers Casino 400 at Michigan. I want to thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, notifications on, so if I win a video, it does go live on my channel. Follow me Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, and support on Patreon as well. Links description below that, and comment your picks below for this weekend at Michigan. Let me know your suck picks, let me know your underdog picks, let me know your winner's pick, and let me know drivers you're watching out for this weekend at Michigan. Let me know your picks in the comments below. Later today on the channel, we're going to have the paint scheme video for the FireKeepers Casino 400. And if any other amazing news breaks later this week, we'll discuss it here on the channel. Friday, we're going to have a NASCAR news video discussing news over the course of the last couple of days. Saturday and Sunday, hopefully the weather can hold off so we can have some racing this weekend at Michigan so we can be racing. So anyways, like I said, I want to thank you guys for watching today's episode, and I'll see you guys next time for more great, awesome NASCAR content and other motorsports content on the channel like this. Take care, everybody.